Nationalism in India. Modern nationalism in India developed through the struggle against British rule. Different groups came together even though they had different experiences and ideas about freedom. Mahatma Gandhi and the Indian National Congress tried to unite these groups. There were many challenges and conflicts in creating unity among them. This chapter focuses on the non-cooperation and civil disobedience movements of the 1920s. These movements helped spread the idea of nationalism across India. Many different social groups took part in and were influenced by these movements. The First World War, Khilafat, and non-cooperation. After 1919, the national movement in India spread to more areas and included more people. New methods were used to fight against British rule. World War I caused problems like high taxes, rising prices, forced recruitment, crop failures, and a deadly influenza outbreak. Forced recruitment in villages made many people angry. In 1921, census showed that 12 to 13 million people died from famines and the epidemic. People expected improvements after the war. But when that did not happen, a new leader introduced a new way to continue the freedom struggle. The idea of Satyagraha. Mahatma Gandhi returned to India in 1915 after using Satyagraha, a non-violent protest in South Africa. Satyagraha was about fighting injustice using truth and non-violence, not physical force. It believed that truth and moral strength could make the oppressor realize their mistake. Gandhi believed non-violence could unite Indians and led Satyagraha movements in many places. In 1917, he supported Champaran peasants in Bihar against unfair treatment by British planters. In Kheda, Gujarat, he helped peasants demand tax relief after crop failure and a plague. In 1918, he led a Satyagraha for cotton mill workers in Ahmedabad, supporting their right to better wages. The Rouat Act. In 1919, Gandhiji launched a nationwide Satyagraha against the Rouat Act, which allowed the British to suppress political activities and detain people without trial. The act was passed quickly despite strong Indian opposition and gave the British government broad powers to crack down on political activities. Gandhi organized a hartal, means a strike, on April 6 with rallies, strikes and closed shops to protest the act. On April 13, General Dyer's massacre at Jallianwala Bagh killed hundreds, leading to widespread anger and violence. On April 13, a large crowd gathered at Jallianwala Bagh to protest or celebrate Baisakhi. General Dyer blocked exits and ordered troops to fire, killing many. He later said his goal was to create fear among protesters. The news of the massacre led to strikes, clashes with the police, and attacks on government buildings in northern India. The British responded with severe repression, including violence and public humiliation of protesters. Gandhi ended the protest, realizing that a broader movement was needed. He saw an opportunity to unite Hindus and Muslims by supporting the Khilafat issue, which aimed to protect the Ottoman Caliphate. In September 1920, Gandhi convinced Congress leaders to launch the non-cooperation movement to support both the Khilafat and Indian self-rule, that is, Swaraj. Why non-cooperation? In his book Hind Swaraj, Gandhi said British rule continued in India because Indians cooperated with it. He believed that if Indians stopped cooperating, British rule would collapse. The non-cooperation movement was planned in stages, starting with boycotts and civil disobedience. There was debate within the Congress about whether to follow this plan or not. The movement was officially accepted at the Congress session in Nagpur in December 1920. Different strands within the movement. The non-cooperation Khilafat movement began in January 1921. Different social groups joined the movement, each with their own aims. Everyone wanted Swaraj, means self-rule, but the meaning of Swaraj was different for each group. The movement in the towns. Many middle-class people like students, teachers, and lawyers joined the non-cooperation movement. People boycotted foreign goods, which reduced imports and increased Indian textile production. The movement slowed down because khadi was expensive, and there were not enough Indian schools and colleges to replace British ones. So, some people went back to them. Rebellion in the countryside. The non-cooperation movement spread from cities to villages, involving peasants and tribal communities. In Awadh, Baba Ramchandra led peasants against high rents and forced labor, and helped form the Awadh Kisan Sabha with Jawaharlal Nehru. The movement led to attacks on landlords and merchants, and some local leaders wrongly used Gandhiji's name to support violent actions. In the Gudem Hills, Alluri Sitaramaraju led a guerrilla movement against British forest laws and forced labor. Sitaramaraju respected Gandhi, but also supported armed struggle, leading to a violent revolt against British rule. Swaraj in the plantations. Workers in Assam plantations wanted freedom to return to their villages. During the non-cooperation movement, they tried to leave but were beaten by the police. They hoped for land and better living conditions, but were stopped by strikes and police action. Their actions were part of the national movement and showed support for Gandhi's vision. Towards civil disobedience preferred. In February 1922, Gandhi ended the non-cooperation movement because it was becoming violent and people needed better preparation. Congress leaders were divided in their views. C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru wanted to work with British councils. Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose wanted more direct action on British. The global economic depression made the conditions in India more worse. The Simon Commission had no Indian members, leading to a strong protests. In response, Congress, led by Nehru, demanded full independence, means Purna Swaraj. They declared January 26, 1930 as Independence Day, though the first celebrations were modest, means the participation of people was less. The Salt March and the Civil Disobedience Movement. Gandhi used salt as a symbol to unite Indians and sent a letter to Viceroy Irwin on January 31, 1930, demanding the end of the salt tax and other injustices. The salt tax was important because salt was essential for everyone, making it a clear sign of British oppression. Gandhiji warned that if demands were not met by March 11, civil disobedience would begin. When Irwin refused, Gandhi started the Salt March on March 12, 1930, walking 240 miles from Sabarmati to Dandi with 78 volunteers. The march took 24 days. Gandhi spoke to people along the way and made salt at Dandi on April 6th, breaking the salt law. The civil disobedience movement began with this act, urging people to break the British laws, boycott foreign goods, picket liquor shops, and ignore forest laws. As the movement grew, the British arrested Congress leaders, leading to violent clashes and harsh repression. Abdul Ghaffar Khan's arrest in April 1930 sparked protests in Peshawar, and Gandhi's arrest led to violence in Sholapur. Gandhi ended the movement in March 1931 by signing the Gandhi-Irvine Pact. He agreed to attend a conference and the British agreed to release prisoners. After the conference failed, the British increased repression. Gandhi restarted the movement, but it lost its momentum by 1934. How participants saw the movement. Rich peasants like the Patidars and Jats joined the civil disobedience movement because of falling crop prices and high taxes. They hoped Swaraj would reduce taxes, but were disappointed when nothing changed after 1931. Poor peasants, hit hard by the depression, wanted their unpaid rent cancelled and supported radical leaders. The Congress avoided supporting radical demands, which led to tension with poorer peasants. Businessmen who had done well during World War I supported the movement to get economic freedom and remove colonial trade limits. Leaders like Purushottamadas Thakurdas and Z.D. Birla supported the movement, but later they feared this movement may turn socialist and militant. Industrial workers joined in some areas like Nagpur, but mostly stayed apart from Congress. They took part in strikes and rallies and supported Gandhiji's ideas, but were not fully included in Congress plan. Women actively joined the movement through protests and picketing. However, Gandhi and Congress were slow to give women leadership roles, seeing them more as symbols than leaders. The limits of civil disobedience. The idea of Swaraj did not appeal to everyone, especially the Dalits, who began calling themselves Dalit, means oppressed, in the 1930s. The Congress often ignored Dalit issues to avoid upsetting high caste Hindus. Gandhi believed that Swaraj was impossible without ending untouchability. He worked to improve Dalit lives, called them Harijans, means children of God, and fought for their rights to use temples and public places. Many Dalit leaders wanted political rights like reserved seats and separate electorates. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar clashed with Gandhi over the idea of separate electorates for Dalits. Gandhi opposed this and went on a fast unto death, which led to the Pune Pact 1932. Dalits got reserved seats, but within the general elections. The Dalit movement stayed cautious about fully joining the Congress-led freedom struggle. Many Muslims felt alienated from the Congress after the non-cooperation Khilafat movement, especially due to ties with Hindu nationalist groups. Efforts to agree on Muslim representation in future assemblies failed, leading to distrust and limited Muslim participation in the civil disobedience movement. The sense of collective belonging. Nationalism grew as people felt united by shared struggles and cultural elements. History, folklore, and symbols helped create this sense of unity. In the 20th century, Bharat Mata became a symbol of India's identity, created by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyaya. Abhinendranath Tagore painted Bharat Mata as a calm and spiritual, symbolizing nationalism. Indian folklore was revived. Folk tales and songs were collected to celebrate traditional culture. Rabindranath Tagore and Natesha Sastry helped preserve and promote these traditions. Symbols like tricolor flags from the Swadeshi movement and Gandhi's Swaraj flag became signs of resistance. These symbols helped inspire pride and unity among Indians. Indian historians emphasized India's past achievements to counter British claims of Indian backwardness. However, focusing mostly on Hindu achievements sometimes excluded non-Hindu communities, leading to tensions. Conclusion: in the early 20th century, anger against British rule brought various Indian groups together in the fight for independence. The Congress, under Gandhi's leadership, tried to unite these groups through a common movement, but differences in goals led to disagreements. India's freedom struggle included many voices with conflicting demands and ideas. Quit India movement. The Cripps mission failed and World War II created unrest, leading Gandhiji to launch the Quit India movement, demanding the British leave India. On 14 July 1942, the Congress Working Committee approved the Quit India resolution. On 8 August 1942, Gandhi gave his famous Do or Die speech in Bombay. Many people joined the movement: students, workers, peasants, and leaders like Jayaprakash Narayan. Women like Matangini Hazra also participated. The British responded with force, but it took over a year to suppress the protests and civil disobedience. This is all about nationalism in India.